Hello, ladies and gents and NBs. Today we've got my team season 2, round 10, Singapore. I'm a little under the weather, so don't mind my voice. We're coming off the win in Italy. Somehow we got the win. Two great races, back-to-back seasons there. We went second in our first season, and we got the win this season. So let's get ready for qualifying for Singapore. We're all set to go, so let's jump right in and collect a little bit of resource points there. But now it's time for Singapore qualifying, round 10. Here we go. I've said it the last couple videos, but the goal of the rest of the season is just maintain position. So like, we're up there in the standings in both driver and constructors. We just want to maintain that. We want to get consistent points. That's our only goal. We're going to raise the tire pressures here a little bit. And with that, I think we're ready.
Clear the garage, please. Car's ready to leave.
You know what time it is. It's time for a banking lap. The Mercedes are real fast. I don't know how they developed their car, but they've come out of nowhere and they're leading everything. My least favorite pit exit right there. It's like awkward. You have to slow down really, like a lot. It's just kind of an awkward tight turn. I've noticed during my couple practice laps that because of how we've upgraded our engine and how it works in the My Team mode and the games, like the upshifts and downshifts feel a little weird. It's probably due in part to our braking performance not being, not paralleling our engine performance since our engine is so far ahead. But I don't know, we're gonna try our best here. The only reason I say it is just because sometimes I am not exactly sure which gear to be in because it's a little awkward. Getting right close to the wall there. We're missing a few apexes here, but that's why it's just our first lap. Overall, I feel like not a horrible lap. Could have been worse. And there's where it's worse. Riding too much curb. We go third for now.
Okay, we've only got one 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Not bad. Fastest is a 129. What was it there?
The fastest lap at this point in time is a
129.7.
129.7. We don't currently have the data for that request.
What do you mean? You just had the data. What are you doing, mate? Just go. Drive your car.
We think
Oh
we
my
might
God.
see some rain. ETA about 15 minutes.
I get real tired of this AI chicken game with the drivers on like in-laps and outlaps. Outlaps.
Are you alright? Engine off, engine off.
What am I doing? My like, steering wheel wasn't lined up when I hit flashback. We're down to P6 after some more people have completed laps.
Pitting this lap then. Coming to the pits at the end of this lap.
I hate the pit lane at this track. Both the entrance and exit are weird. There's our teammate down in, what is it, 8th he's in? So, showing similar pace to our teammate, which I don't know if that's a good thing, but... yeah, 6th and 8th right now. Let's skip it forward here, see if we're dropping down a bunch. Not too much. I'm not gonna go out again. I think we're safe. Although it looks like everyone went out. I might not have been safe. Did I just fuck up? Was that the fuck up of a century? I think it may have been. Oh wow. Wow. We just made it. Okay, cool. I got really stressed there for a second. I was like, did I just have the fuck up of a century? Not of a century, of the century. And here comes the rain. So it was forecast that there would be rain in qualifying. I didn't know it was going to come this soon. So that's unfortunate because I don't drive well in the rain. But we're going to make the best of it here. Let's fuel up for a little more than just one lap. Because the Inters are not fastest on their first lap.
Everyone
So.
ready? Okay, let's go.
I had to reapply the mods for my livery and stuff and my team after the most recent update, and I feel like I can't remember if my crew had the yellow and white shirts, but I feel like they didn't, and it looks kind of weird. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and look at some of the older videos. These are some of my least favorite conditions to drive in on the wheel. When I used to main driving on the controller, I actually didn't mind the wet a lot, but I've not gotten to grips with it on wheel since I switched over. I also didn't practice any. There was part of practice 1 was rainy, but I didn't do it. I only did a couple laps in practice. Which, looking back now, maybe I should have. Okay, here we go. Let's just explore. I just have such a hard time in the wet. I feel like I can never find any grip. Big moment there. I just feel like I'm almost opposite locking for some of these tight corners, but I feel like I just still have no turn in. That's us in the wall. Wow, this is tough. I suck at this. A 1:42.0 is the fastest lap.
Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
Well, we're gonna have to immediately come in to fix our wing, so that's gonna kind of ruin our run plan. Yeah, our car already has poor braking performance, and now you gotta brake with no grip. That's fun. Yeah, I swear like they didn't have yellow shirts before this. Because I feel like I would not have let myself leave it on mustard yellow. Okay, so after a quick repair job to the wing,
We've had to spend time repairing
we're
the damage
not
to the car.
gonna have time to like do some laps now and then come in and then do a final lap. We're just gonna have time for one more run. So we'll fuel up for a couple laps, but that's all we can do. What are the fastest laps here? A 1:40, but mostly 1:42s. Low 1:42s. Oh, hold on. The track is drying. Hold on. I just got the notif to switch to the recommended compound of softs. So it looks like the rain is only going to stay for just a little bit. So now let's see if we can't just use our normal dry setup and go for one final lap at the latest possible point. And
car's ready. Let's get it out there.
we might have lucked out here. I'll be super stoked because right now we're sat in 16th. You can see on my wheel dash there. Sat in dead last. But we're going to be the last one out on track, so we should have the best track conditions here. Everyone's going slow. No one wants to be, everyone wants to be last. Because that way you have the best track conditions. It's got more time to dry out from the rain. Usually when it does rain around Singapore, it's a pretty hot track temp compared to the rest of the calendar, so usually it dries up faster than some of the other tracks.
2 minutes remaining in the session. We need a good lap here or we're out of qualifying. Come on.
I don't know about a good lap, but I'll at least promise decent. We're going to cut it close here. I just really want to create a gap because I don't want to run into any sort of traffic problems. I almost forgot to put it back on hot lap mode. So that was probably not the best exit. I was in the wrong gear there. It was one too high. Oh well. I do feel just a little hesitant behind the wheel. I feel like some of these corners I'm not on the limit. And that last one I braked way too late. Where's that put us? P8, not great. But we're into Q3. That's all that matters. Not great, but we're into Q3. And our teammate just barely out by a couple hundredths. Wow. By really 15 hundredths. 15 thousandths. Wow. Well, rip to Jack Doohan. Sorry, bud. because I'm probably one of the guys that knocked you out last to cross the line. Ugh, my words today. I'm wondering if we're going for a bit of a higher downforce setup, so I'm wondering if maybe we do a little bit more increased tire pressure so we can get a little bit more straight line speed. Let's try it. But this is also going to be on used tires. So this won't be super representative, but it'll do. I'm just excited for the race. I like the race around here. The engine wear indicator is on, but it's for our gearbox, so that should be fine. Hopefully I don't regret me saying that in about 30 minutes. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we can do. It's Q3. It's all down to this. We just got to put our best foot forward. Too much curb. Braking too late. A little wide. Back-to-back slow exits. Almost dropped it. This is going great. Too much curb. Too early on the throttle. Too much curb. Wow, holy Christ. I said put my best foot forward, and then it's like I led with a handshake. Ugh. I'm just going to return to garage. We can speed this up a little. I don't know if that really helped. I don't know if increasing the tire pressure has really helped that much. Yeah, we're sat dead last. But at least we're not too far in last. We're only a couple hundredths. And we're 5/10 off the fastest, which is not great at this point in season 2. The cars have gotten a lot closer, so 5/10 is kind of a lot, but that's okay. It says it's raining now, but the track is still dry. So should we head out now? What did that say? Okay, it says in 5 minutes it's raining. Okay, so I think it's fine now. Now it says 10 minutes. Okay, we're gonna cut it close because I accidentally fast forwarded there when I didn't mean to. So this is gonna kind of have to be a quick out lap. Lots of mistakes here in qualifying. I'm feeling a little rusty. We have 2 minutes to get around, and a full push lap is a minute and a half, so we only have 30 seconds of dilly-dally here. I wish in this game you could pick which weekends are sprint weekends.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes' time. Rain in 10 minutes.
Because throughout seasons 3, 4, 5, you know, it's always going to be the same sprint weekends. That's okay. Tires aren't exactly fully up to temp. That's okay. Alright, we gotta push it to the limit here. Much better through the first little sector. Lost a little bit of time through that next section. Almost spun it there. That's not going to help. And I didn't get down to second. It's an improvement, but it's definitely, there's still more time in it. What is that going to put us?
Okay, good job, mate. Really well done.
P1,
That was a
wow.
fantastic drive. Bring it home.
Holy, it must have been close, because that did not feel like a good lap. Did we really just put it on pole? There's no way. By 69 thousandths. Wow. Wow, we dropped it into a 128.
Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
So now we've got it all to do. We've done the hard part, or we've done the easy part. Now we've got to keep position 1 for 20 some laps. Let's see if we can do it. It's going to be dry all race. We've got 31 laps, so not 20 some laps. We got 31 laps. Let's jump right in. We put it on pole. Wow, I'm really actually surprised. I did not think we were going to be contending for a pole position here. And also, that lap did not feel great. Like, the first sector felt good, and it was purple, so that confirmed my suspicion. But sectors 2 and 3 did not feel great, especially in the tight little hairpin section. But hey, I'll take it. It shows that we have the car. We just don't have the durability to be doing this consistently all season. Pardon me.
Marina Bay hosted a Grand Prix that briefly ran in the 60s and 70s, but the Garden City re-entered the calendar for good in 2008. We missed it for a couple of years, but it was great to come back to the Singapore Grand Prix. Here's the track, and it's all changed for 2023 with 4 corners removed between turns 16 and 19. It means the lap length is now just over 3 miles, and that might come as a welcome relief to the drivers, and more especially their brakes. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. It's the owner-driver then in pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up
There we
alongside.
are.
Considering the rest of the grid,
We got the quick Mercedes behind
Russell,
us.
Verstappen, Sainz, Leclerc, Norris, Oscar Piastri, Perez, Ocon, Doohan, Ricciardo, Stroll, Magnussen, Hamilton, Gasly, Albon, Hulkenberg, Joe, Tsunoda, Teo Pourchaire, and Logan Sargent. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Natalie Pinkham, a lot of talented drivers out on the track today, but what will stand out for you?
Formula One never sits still. That's something that is so compelling about it as a fan. I love the fact that they're always pushing boundaries, always asking questions, always challenging how we can do better and create more performance, more entertainment, more technological advances. And we take the viewers with us on that journey, and I think that's why it's so thrilling.
Alrighty. Thanks for the little
We've got
spiel.
that relief of having points on the board finally, so let's keep that form up and get another top 10 finish today, please.
Looks like the strategy is going to be medium to hard. And we're going to lower those tire pressures back down. I do feel as though this track used to be you could underfuel like a lot and still make it to the end, but I think they changed that in recent games. I can't remember. So we're gonna go with, I think, like 33. We'll go 32.9, just under 2 extra laps. And it looks like 2 kind of equal length stints there of a medium and a hard. We do have the option for 2 mediums, but I just don't think we're going to lose too much time in the pit lane. The pit lane, you lose a lot of time here. So let's just get right to it. We're starting the formation lap.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap, please. We're learning the gears, so let's go through them all if you can.
Have I had a pole position yet? I can't remember. I feel bad that I can't remember. I'm supposed to know these kind of things in my career. I don't know if we have. Yes, we have. Yeah, we had one in Austria, because we went pole and the win in Austria. But was that our only one? I can't remember. Looks like I'm going a little faster than everyone else behind me. That's okay. We want to make sure these tires are nice and toasty. While also not trying to damage them too much or overheat. Now the goal is to just, in this first stint, since the drivers behind us are on the same tire, we just got to pull away as best we can. And then when the pit stop phase comes, just nail that, and then the same thing again, just pull away as best we can. Okay, about 95 on the fronts, 99 on the rears. Should give us a good start, good launch. And we get to pull up right to the front grid spot on the right side here for that coveted pole position. With a perfect parking job there. We got Bottas, Russell, and Verstappen behind us. Three very quick drivers, as well as Sainz. Here we go. I'm a little nervous. Let's just keep it cool and do what we do. Kind of sat for quite a while there. It looks like we had a really good clean getaway. They're stuck fighting behind me, it looks like. Or they were. And we've already got a second gap to Russell. Now I don't think we're going to be fast in the straight, so we need to really make our time up in the corners. And because we need to use our ERS on the straights to maintain pace, we are going to try and conserve that ERS throughout the lap. In practice, the mediums did feel the best driving around, so let's just make the most of this stint here. That heavy fuel is wanting me to wash wide and overshoot my braking. We just want to maintain that 1 second gap behind us through at least the first couple laps. And then by the time DRS is activated, they should hopefully start fighting behind us. We're really not a bad opening couple laps.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Let's just hope now that DRS is activated, the guys behind us should start fighting. I say this every time I'm on pole or at the lead of a race. We want the race to be boring. The more boring the race is, the better it is for us, because that'll mean we have the lead and we stay in the lead and we don't have many incidents. So we're looking to have a boring race here. Which I know probably doesn't sound good to you guys, but sounds good to me. We got 2.1 the gap behind us. That's awesome. Now the guys behind only have 4 or 5 tenths between them, so hopefully they really should start fighting. And then hopefully that gap can increase even more. Okay, we're gaining almost a second per lap. I really don't want to take too much out of the tires. So we're going to try and chill out a little, but still keep pace. Yeah, we're already at 10% wear on the tires after 5 laps. And so that's only a third of the distance that these tires need to make it. Lots of math mind games here. Especially on pole, trying to sit here and think about pit stops and stint lengths and paces and all that stuff. It's less of a on-track action and more of a mental game. Oh, we slow it down and then we have snap oversteer. That's gonna have lost us a bit of time there. But let's not get in our head and then try and over push and then make a mistake. Let's just claw back that time. We're still down to it's only 2.3 still. That's still really good. I think we are contending here for win number 3 in a row. See, we've already got that gap back up to 3.1. So it's, if we make a little mistake here and there, it's no stress. I don't want to stress myself out and then try and push too hard and crash into a wall somewhere. Just stay cool, Felipe, baby. I'm trying to not use ERS right now because we've got our pace is showing we're good enough to create gaps, so we're definitely faster, but I want to have some battery for the end of the stint before our in lap for our pit stop. So far it's feeling really good. Even the tires are still feeling good. Missed the upshift there, wasn't paying attention, but that's okay. We still hold the fastest lap, so that's also a good indicator of pace.
Gap to the car behind, 3.2 seconds.
Which that sounds kind of obvious, but it's not so much getting a fast lap that indicates strong pace, it's more so maintaining it. Too much curb. Too much curb. Too much oversteer. Whoa, what a bad couple of corners there. That gap is going to come down. Yikes. I think we're starting to lose a little bit of rear grip. Yeah, I can tell the rear grip because that long corner where you want to get on throttle and you're just fighting the car to get on throttle as early as you can, it did not like it. So now here's where we can start to use our ERS again just a little bit here and there. We're just about 2/3 of the way through this stint.
Okay, car behind trailing us, 3.7 seconds.
We're doing real well here. I'm happy with our pace. Oh, let's not drop it here. And now the gap's going to come back down, and we got to claw it back up. We're doing a good job to save some of those moments, but that's now, what, the third or fourth one we've had, which is not good. Whoa, I almost dropped it. Again? What is going on? It is not liking the rears. I think maybe to mitigate that, let's drop our front wing arrow by 1. We might start to lose a little bit of time in the corners.
I've got some information on Hamilton for you. Okay, they're out of this race.
Yeah, so we might start to lose a little bit of time in the corners, but it should help us not to have more of those rear stepping out moments. Did Hamilton crash? He's in that corner that is prone to clip the wall and crash.
Caution! Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
Doesn't look like a crash. It looks like he just pulled up. So it looks like engine failure for Lewis,
Okay, clear.
which takes one of the Mercedes out of the running here. Which really, the Mercedes have been showing good signs of pace, but Russell's doing a good job to hold off Bottas there. We're now 4/5 the way through this stint, so just a couple laps more to go before our pit. We got 3.4 seconds gap. That's a lot to work with. That may even be enough to cover any undercuts. I mean, based on this race alone, if I was the FIA in this universe, I would really be looking at the aero regs in terms of how close you can follow other cars, because look at how spread out the top 5 are. We've all got 2 and 3 seconds between us.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards.
Yeah, we're really fighting the rears now.
Okay, be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away soon.
They're gonna start falling away, mate. They already have. Absolutely no turn in there. I wouldn't be surprised to see Russell pit this lap to try and undercut us.
Okay, gap to the car behind. Car behind, 3.8 seconds.
I guess not. I didn't do a check to see what tires everyone's starting on. Because we may run into traffic if everyone else started on hards. You gotta brake earlier into that corner. We're just getting no grip.
We're going to box this lap and push hard on the in lap.
Okay, here we go. We're not gonna dump all our ERS, but we are gonna use it here. Hola, chica. Girl, get back to work. Okay, really not a bad in lap. Honestly, quite a good in lap. We pulled about a second on the cars behind us. Alright, play it nice and safe. This pit lane is really easy to speed in. So it looks like Norris is coming in behind us, but Russell and Bottas are going to stay out for another lap.
There seems to have been a problem attaching the left rear wheel. We need to try and put that
Slow
behind us,
pit
though.
stop.
Let's finish this race strong.
4.5 seconds. Okay, so we lost about 2 seconds.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
So we just lost about 2 seconds there. So that gap is going to probably cut down from like 5 to maybe 4. And the reason it's only 1 second is because we should have a little bit of an advantage with an undercut here. So if we can have a good outlap here, we shouldn't lose too much time, but it'll definitely be close because we're coming up onto some traffic now. Oh my gosh, much more grip now we have fresh tires. Okay, let's see where we come out.
Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 2.4 seconds.
Russell's coming out now. Okay, we really didn't lose as much time as I thought we would. That's great. So now we got Perez ahead of us, who started on hards. I just made a little bit of contact with the wall there. But we are fine. No damage. Just a little bit more tire wear on that side. That's okay. So we are still net P1, even though we're second now. Perez started on hard, so he'll have to pit. And I guess I expected Verstappen to be ahead of us, because he started on hards in 5th. So maybe he's on a 2-strap strategy. So maybe he pitted early from the hards and is now going medium. And so Perez just pit, so now we're back to the lead. And we've got 5.9 seconds to play with. That's fantastic. And now mostly everyone is pit, so there should be no big threats from safety cars. Especially if a safety car happens now, everyone's already pit, and also there's no point in going on to a medium, because we'll just lose track position, because both the mediums and the hards can go for half the race for about 15-16 laps. So there's really no point in pitting now if there's a safety car. So let's just keep it clean and get to the end.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 21.6 seconds.
We've got what, 7 laps? Did I do that math right? No, what am I saying? 12 laps. 12 laps. Would you believe it or not that I go to school for mathematics? That gap between Norris and Russell is real close. Norris, in fact, is ahead of Russell right now. So Norris and I pitting early really won out. Because even Bottas came out in 6th. So we made the right decision to pit on lap 15. Of course, we're afforded that pleasure or that position by being in the lead. We can kind of trigger other people's pit stops. We've used up almost all our ERS here, so I'm going to pump in some laps without ERS here. Looks like Norris is starting to pull away from Russell, so maybe the Ferraris don't have as much pace as I initially thought. It's also seeming that Bottas is not able to make much happen with the Mercedes pace. But like I said, we've got a good car underneath us, it's just that durability. That durability has been giving us trouble all season, the first season and this season. I think something just caught my eye. Yeah, okay, so we are way over target on fuel. So I am gonna pump some laps with fuel saving here and no ERS. So that's a bit of a concern because it is pretty hard to fuel save on this year's game. But if we can also at the same time not use our ERS on these next couple laps, we should have enough ERS to still defend if we lose this 6-second gap because we have to fuel save. See, my gut knew that the fuel is not as good on this track in this year's game.
Okay, we're looking at some gearbox wear, so try to keep the number of shifts to a minimum, please.
it a bit painful just watching that time go down to Norris. Because now the gap's to 5.5. We lost 1 second already. I'm getting a little nervous here. Let's just try and recharge that battery to 100. Yeah, let's just try and get that battery charged up. Because with, what, almost 7 laps left, we should hopefully be able to use that battery to defend. But Norris has gained almost another half a second on us. This is painful.
Gap to your teammate behind is 22.2 seconds.
Man, we should really invest in some fuel saving maybe in our engine. Because I've been neglecting our engine with any upgrades because it's excuse me, it's so far ahead of the other teams. But that doesn't mean it still needs work, you know? That doesn't mean it doesn't need work still. So maybe our fuel efficiency needs to get a second look at, you know? The problem is, ERS is nice, but basically all it does is it just increases our revs. So it burns more fuel. So it's kind of, yes, we do go faster, but it also burns more fuel. So it's kind of a weird little spot we're in, because I almost don't want to use it at all. As it is, we are okay on fuel. When I noticed it, we were at 0.19, and now we're at 0.24, so we have been gaining a little. This may have seemed like a boring race, but it's anything but right now, at least for me. Trying to manage this fuel. This is what bit us in the butt in Qatar in season 1. And I think in a few other places, but that's the most memorable one. Qatar season 1, we were pretty much running out of fuel to the line. It may seem that some of the other drivers are also having some pace issues because the gaps are now almost increasing. Either they're fighting or they're also having pace issues. So that's helping us because that gap is still 6.5 now. It was down to 5.0. It may not seem like it, but this is very nerve-wracking. We're not fighting on track. There's no one in the near vicinity of us, but that constant battle with that fuel is very nerve-wracking because it could be the difference between a win and running out of fuel, you know, and being disqualified. Something must be going on because that gap to Norris behind is increasing by a lot. And I'm not pushing, you know.
Norris behind, leading the car behind by 7.2 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Their tyres are 11 laps old now, and the time last lap was a 1 minute 34.4.
I think we're doing a good job here. We're up to 0.3 on the extra fuel, 0.3 laps of extra fuel. And we still have a 7.5 second gap, so we're increasing. The engine wear just came on, but hopefully that's not going to mean a retirement. That just scared me. I think it's just flashing because our gearbox is getting worn.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 26.7 seconds.
But I don't think it should be within territory of failure yet. Well, maybe it is. It's at 72%. It's quite a lot, actually. We had just 4 more laps here. If we can get to the end, we just got to get to the end. 4 more laps. Now it becomes kind of just an attrition battle here at the track. I'm going to try my best to keep the gear shifts to a minimum, but on a track like this, it's quite difficult. Lots of slow corners where you have to downshift a lot.
Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
Okay, so he's saying enough fuel for 3 more laps, and we're finishing up the 4th from last lap, so that means we're almost on target. See, it's interesting hearing my thoughts throughout the race as I'm driving, because if you imagine if this was like a TV F1 broadcast, they wouldn't be hearing all this fuel information and battery information and all my little decisions I have to make. It would just look like a normal... Leclerc's got an issue. It'd look like a normal, you know, pole to win boring race, you know? Oh, the driver on pole won by 8 seconds. Whoopee, you know? But really, there's a lot going on. I don't know if that made sense. So on this next lap here, we'll start to push with our battery, because now we should have enough fuel, and we just want to push to the line.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
So it says 2 laps of fuel left, which we have 2 laps left, so we should be on target now. So let's go back to some push laps. Leclerc's struggling with Bottas because he's got an issue, so Bottas is trying to get ahead. You can see their names kind of swapping there.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Almost into the wall. Shoot. Oh, that scared me. Losing a little bit of grip. I think our gearbox is starting to wear out a little bit because we're missing some shifts. But here we go, final lap. We've got plenty of fuel to make it. We've got plenty of ERS. We've got a 9-second gap. We can do this, so let's just bring it home. Bottas is itching to get past Leclerc. There we go. Looks like Bottas did get him. Let's see if he can make that stick, though. And boom, now our gap is up to 10 seconds. So I think we made a good decision by saving some of that ERS to push in this later phase of the race. So we're going to come with just a couple corners left, 8% battery. We've kind of maximized our plan here. With one final corner, with an unexpected qualifying result, we're going to convert it to a win. That's 3 in a row, baby. Woo! Nice.
Ah, fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
Kind of stayed in the lead the whole time, which is kind of boring, but that's a great result for us. That might even move us up in the championship a little bit.
Another classic Singapore Grand Prix, and they've held on to take the checkered flag here today. So Natalie,
There we
what do
go.
you think
Boom. Get in there.
I feel consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise
Very
on
nice.
other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
I think in that second stint, turning down the front wing a little bit helped a lot with some of our moments. There we go, representing America. I believe that is 3 in a row. I could be wrong. We'll have to check here. I think that's 3 in a row. Very nice.
Let's have a look then at the driver's
And the fastest
standings.
lap as well.
That's a positive result for George Russell, who further solidifies his position at the top of the standings. So then, Natalie Pinkham, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Wow.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. Well, what an end to another fantastic
I think
weekend
that
of
moved
racing.
us
Thanks to everyone who joined us,
from
and we'll see you for the
5th.
next one.
What were we, 4th or 5th? Because what's 26 minus 138? 112, right? Yeah, so 112. So, oh, well, but, yeah, Lewis didn't score this race. So he was 111 last weekend, same as this. So we would have been 4th, and now we just moved up to 2nd. That's fantastic. And Jack Doohan got 2 more points, so he's now in 12th. I think that's a move up from him. He might have been 13th. But that's very nice. Wow, so we're 2nd in the championship. Holy, and we're only 12 points off Russell. Could we actually fight for the championship in the remainder of the season? Man, who knows? If our durability can stay under us, I think we might have a shot. But we're only 2 points away from McLaren now in the Constructors, because that was a good result for us. But both McLarens picking up points today, so that'll help them stay ahead of us. But you can't ask for much more. We got points from the teammate, and we got full points from myself. That's not a bad race at all. It's quite good race. And we're going to get our sponsorship money. And that wraps up round 10. We made the gearbox last. Let's immediately change that. But, yeah, so we've got a bunch of resource points saved up. I'm just going to wrap up real quick before we head into the next race. We've got a bunch of resource points saved up, and I think we're going to hold on to them for the regulation changes. Because I want to be really prepared for that, so that way we can hit Season 3 hit the ground running in Season 3, you know. And we've got about 5.5 mil in the bank, and that should help us negotiate whoever we want to be in that second seat in the following season. If Jack keeps proving himself well in this season, he won't have to worry too much. All I ask is points. That's his goal, is points. So, and he's pulling through on that as of right now. So next up we got Qatar. I don't think we don't have any more upgrades coming. We'll see if we start dropping real low in terms of the performance comparison, then we might have to start thinking about maybe a couple upgrades. But we're really just going to prepare for that regulation change. So real quick, I just want to see season results. That is 3 in a row from us and 5 on the season, which I think makes us the winning most winning driver this season, which is really weird. Russell is the most consistent here. He's got what, 7 podiums, a second place and 6 thirds. But we've got our 5 wins and then 5 no points. So really weird kind of consistency or lack thereof from us. But yeah, 3 in a row and 2 fastest laps in those 3. So that's pretty nice. Next up, we got round 11, Qatar. And then we're going to head into the final third pretty much of the season. So see you next time.